person value his oath of office, where he swears to uphold and defend the Constitution, or doesn't he? And then does he act accordingly? Like Ron Paul. Spent how many years in the Congress? 20 years? You look at his voting record, and he's a real American all the way through. Not just by what he says, but by what he did at that voting. His voting record is 100% pro-Constitution, and lobbyists don't stop at his office anymore because they already know ahead of time that if what they're asking for isn't specifically authorized by the Constitution within the meaning of the 10th Amendment, that he won't vote for it anyway, so they just walk right on by. They call him Dr. No. Okay. Now, Auburn Curtis is here, our state senator from this area, and she sent me an email about the Army News reported that that there will be some homeland tours started in October of this year, October 1st. The 3rd Infantry Division's 1st Brigade Combat Team has spent 35 of the last 60 months in Iraq, patrolling in full battle rattle, helping restore essential services and escorting supply convoys. Now, this is the official Army News publication. You've got to understand where this is coming from. Now they're training for the same mission with a twist at home. Beginning October 1st, for 12 months, the 1st VCT will be under the day-to-day control of the U.S. Army North, the Army Service Component of Northern Command, as an on-call federal response force for natural or man-made emergencies and disasters, including terrorist attacks. How many in this room are not aware that the Patriot Act authorizes the President to designate anyone they so choose as a terrorist? Nobody. You all know about it. Okay. So, there will come a point in our history where if we don't enforce the Constitution, which is the supreme law of the land, on the 4 square feet that we are standing on, that we can expect the consequences. Now, I would rather do that as a large group of people than all by myself. How about you? So, I've sold radio gear over the internet for 14 years now. And I've got a number of groups around the country that found my website and started buying gear from me. One of them is Bridesburg Town Watch in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. They've bought thousands and thousands of dollars worth of equipment over the years. And they're doing exactly what we're doing here, but they have different sorts of problems. They've got gang problems, they've got, you know, lots of crime, but they got radioed up. And they routinely keep in touch with each other. They're putting up a repeater now. And they've got an organization that's rather loosely knit and encouraged. They've made good relations with the local law enforcement agencies because they appreciate the help and so on. And I think that's a good plan to kind of go forward with. Now, you might ask, why did I call this meeting now? Well, I've been getting a lot of calls from people around the area, in every direction from Eureka. And they've been reporting sightings of things that shouldn't be in this area. Black helicopters, for example, and guys dressed in black from head to toe. And in order to establish a little credibility, and in order to create a base that would make you folks, or give you the incentive to actually do something about this in a lawful way, I'd like to call upon a couple of those guys to tell you what they saw. The first one I'd like to call on is Pete Welsh. He's my son-in-law, and he's an avid bow hunter. Come on up here, Pete. And he's been up in the woods constantly looking for animals, and he's got a couple of things here to let you know about. Pete, just tell them what you ran into up in the woods.